let's get into the big topic, the Kings versus the Warriors. The Kings are able to pull out with a massive win, 126-133. It was a big game for Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox, especially in the fourth quarter. They combined for 28 of, I believe, their 35 points in the fourth quarter. Curry dropped 30 points along with 6 rebounds. So I'm going to ask you before I jump very deep into this, are you surprised that the Kings were able to pull out this win against the Warriors in Game 1?
Not really. I'm picking them to win the series, and you got to expect they got to win the games at home if they're going to win it in 7, which is what I'm predicting. And I was one of the best basketball games I've watched in quite a long time, I must say. Very exciting game. Excellent game. The Kings started out, they were nervous, I think. You could tell at the beginning. They weren't able to hit their threes. They missed opportunities. They weren't handling the ball all that well. But then the second half, man, they were like the light came on, and they were really unbelievable, especially Fox, his 3-point shooting, his clutch play. I was very, very impressed with him. And if you look at some of the stats, it's surprising the Warriors lost this game. They had 31 assists to 18 by the Kings, right? 31 assists. That's a pretty big number. You'd think they'd have more points, or they would at least win the game. But the Kings, on the other hand, and this is a point that you bring up often about the Warriors being a small team, right? The Kings beat them on the boards 50-41. So that offset the assists to some extent. So that was a great game. I really enjoyed it, and I think Mike Brown is a great coach. I think he should be the coach of the year.
I think he probably will be. So the first half, I will say this. I said the day before, I believe, on Friday's show, that I don't think Kevon Looney or Draymond Green will be able to slow down Domantas Sabonis. That was probably the worst take I had in that show. Kevon Looney forced Domantas Sabonis in the first half to shoot I think I have the number here. Domantas Sabonis shot 4 of 12 from the floor. He did have 9 rebounds, but he had 10 points shooting 4 of 12. He did not have a good first half. Hell, he didn't even have a good game. I think he made 1 shot.
No, they sat him down for a long time, right?
They did, because he just wasn't his normal self.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. People are saying, oh, the Warriors, only if they played like their normal ball. Well, look at the numbers. They actually did play their normal basketball. Andrew Wiggins, his first game back in 2 months, which is surprising how well he played. He scored, let's see here, the number 17 points with 4 rebounds and 2 assists. What is his season average? 17 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Klay Thompson, another starter. Klay Thompson, 21 points in this game, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. In the season, 22 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. So relatively the same. Steph Curry, another starter, 30 points in this game with 2 assists and 6 total rebounds. His average, 29 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. He had a little bit less. He had 4 less assists. Kevon Looney, his average, 7 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. In this game, 8 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. And the last starter for this game was Dante DiVincenzo, who put up 10 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. And his average is 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. The Warriors starters played the exact same they normally do. Now, Andrew Wiggins wasn't a starter in this game. It was Draymond Green and Kevon Looney with Dante DiVincenzo, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. But Draymond Green also puts up his relatively decent numbers, his triple-single, 4 points in this game, 11 assists, 9 rebounds. I think he averages relatively the same, maybe 6 more points, something like that, 5 more points on the season. But the starters, including Wiggins, because that was their big X factor, people saying, well, Wiggins is going to play so well, he's going to get back into his form. They did the same. So you can't say the Warriors were sort of out of motion, because they did exactly what they normally did. The Jonathan Kuminga, what about him? He put up 8 points. He averages 9. Jordan Poole is the only one that really had a huge sacrifice in points. He averages about 20. He scored 17 in this game. I do want to bring up some crucial moments, though. In the fourth quarter, which is where the Kings really took over, there were a lot of mistakes. The first one I want to bring up before I show the best shots, like the clutchest shots from the Kings. I will say this. the Warriors played their defensive game plan completely wrong. I don't know what they were looking at. I don't know what sort of film that they were watching. They put arguably their best guard defender, Gary Payton II, which is what people were saying is a X factor on the defensive side. Gary Payton II, he should be guarding probably the best player, but he was guarding the bench player, Malik Monk. Do they not realize that...
He didn't do such a hot job. They had 32 points.
Right, but did they not realize that De'Aaron Fox is the clutchest player in the NBA, which means when you're within 5 points with 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, they put Andrew Wiggins on him, and Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green covered De'Aaron Fox as well. They each got cooked. I want to bring up some film here. Let's start with 92-91 ball game, 11:23 remaining, so this is what happens. You get a pass for De'Aaron Fox over Draymond Green, nails the three right here. With 11:01 remaining, tie game. Malik Monk, sick pass by De'Aaron Fox, drains a three. With 8:35 remaining, crossover, got Draymond Green. De'Aaron Fox made the mid-range with 6:41. Malik Monk driving on, I think, Andrew Wiggins there. 5 minutes. Screen by Sabonis on Andrew Wiggins. De'Aaron Fox three, put him up by 2. Now this was insane. This Curry corner three, that was an absurd shot.
He made that shot.
But the Kings weren't rattled. They drive right in, get the pass out to Harrison Barnes, and then look. I think De'Aaron Fox made the three, put him up by 1. So they were in the fourth quarter. De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk were just. Klay Thompson also couldn't miss in the fourth quarter. He put up 6 points, 2 threes. Curry made 3 threes in the fourth quarter, 13 points in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, they couldn't miss. Except De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk also went off.
28 points between the two of them.
28 points between the two of them. And they also had, I think, 6 rebounds to go along with the 28 points.
I wouldn't be too hard on Sabonis. I mean, he did have 16 rebounds.
He did. No, the rebounds were good. Just offensively,
16-point rebounds. Good. That was you could say that was a difference in the game. They beat him out by 9 rebounds in the game, and the score was only a 3-point differential. So those rebounds made a huge difference.
I was very surprised just how well the Kings were able to rebound, because they are the 20th ranked team in rebounding this year. Compared to the Warriors, well, yes, I have ridiculed them for being a very small team. They're still the 8th best rebounding team in the NBA. And what do those rebounds do? It brought them about 5 more second chance points. They had more fast break points. They were the quicker team. And the huge thing, like I've been saying, the Warriors are a tiny team. Points in the paint. The Warriors had 44. The Kings had 60. They dominated the paint in this game. Yeah, well, about half their points were in the paint.
The Warriors are a 3-point team.
They are. They're the. I have it right here. The Warriors are
Splash Brothers.
Number 2 team in 3-point percentage. Number 1 in 3-point attempts.
They got the Splash Brothers. They right? do. Jordan Poole is a 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, they like the 3-point shot.
This was another. This is the weird thing. The first half, the Warriors were getting a bunch of the calls. The refs in this game didn't really swallow their whistles whatsoever. There were 48 fouls in this game. I think that was the most for the weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
There were 25 fouls for the Warriors, who I think fouled the most. They're the 20th team in personal fouls, compared to the Kings, who had 23 personal fouls. The Warriors had more turnovers. They are ranked dead last in turnovers. The Kings had 13 in this game.
Yeah, but those two stats, I don't think the personal fouls or the turnovers were the big difference, because they were both close on each team.
No, right? There weren't a big difference, but I'm saying the Warriors still did more. Yeah. Like that cost them. I mean, also Malik Monk went 14 of 14 on the free throw line. I think he was an 82% free throw shooter. He made 14 of 14. It was crucial. And I guess after that last 3, it was I think a bunch of free throws for the Kings. I don't think there were many other layups or points like that. The Kings just outplayed them at the very end. They could not stop the clutchest player in the NBA, De'Aaron Fox, or Malik Monk. The Lakers gave up Malik Monk, and I think that was a big mistake, trying to not re-sign him. But, hey, I was a little bit nervous, because in that first half, the Warriors looked like the much more dominant team. I believe they were up 61-55 at the half. Just imagine. The Kings didn't even have their shooters that night. Their shooters were completely off the board. Well, probably their best 3-point shooter, Keegan Murray. 1 of 5 from the floor, 0 of 3 on the 3-point line. He had 2 points. split 15 minutes in the game. As the number one 3-point team, you got out percentaged by the Kings, who are who are 9th in 3-point attempts. You're second. You got outshot by them. I'm a little bit nervous about tonight's game, though, because what's going to happen? It's going to happen every single time. You outperform in the first game, and then you have to take a little bit of a back step in the second one to sort of regather yourself. And that's what I'm a little bit nervous about. So,
well, that's where the coaching comes into play, and Mike Brown will have those guys ready to play, I think. He's a fast break team. Fast break coach. When they talked to him on the sidelines, he said, we got to get down the court quickly before they get back into their defense.
Right.
That's the key for us, and I think he'll be focused on that tonight.
Absolutely.
You'll see a very fast-paced game.
I fully expect that because the Warriors are second in pace. So they like to control the game, get the most possessions they can in that game. If you slow the game down a little bit, or even speed it up so the Warriors can't set. It depends on how you want to take a look at it. If you want to control, you could control the tempo, I guess. Take what the Warriors are giving you. If they're slow getting back on defense, have Malik Monk or De'Aaron Fox go downhill like they did late in the game. Malik Monk drove on Draymond Green a couple times. De'Aaron Fox drove and kicked it out on Andrew Wiggins. Get that open 3 going.
Yeah, I think you'll see Sabonis play better point-wise tonight, too.
I think as well. But the question
what's his regular average points for the year?
Sabonis?
Yeah.
I'll bring that up.
So he had 12 in that game.
He averages, when this loads, I think he averages 19 and 12.
Okay.
19.1 points, 12.3 rebounds, 7 assists. 61.5% from the floor. He shot, what was it? He shot 5 of 17.
Yeah, well, they had a plan for him. Maybe they...
Kevon Looney destroyed him.
Yeah. Well.
So, and also, this thing with the Warriors defense, their point guards give up almost the most, I think they're top 7, as their point guards for the most points given up at that position. So to say Gary Payton was a major difference maker, no, he first of all, they guarded the wrong guy. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing. You wanted to guard the best guy and the clutchest guy late in the game, but you put him on Malik Monk, who came off the bench, and you still allowed him to get 32 points.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, if you want to check out the full episode, make sure you click the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to listen to this show anywhere you go, make sure you go to anchor.fm/The Harvey Hour or anywhere you get your podcasts.